Hello! Okay, so this is the first time I'm doing one of these things. We'll see how this goes, but I think I'm gonna call this Car Talk with Athena, so welcome. I'm literally filming this on my phone in my car right now. I just felt like I wanted to do it because basically I was just talking with someone about how much I'm prioritizing other people's opinions of me and what they think of me, like my body and like how I look and my voice and what college I'm going to and all of that. And I'm just putting so much weight and emphasis and importance on other people's judgments of all of that. And she said something which, and it was based, and I've heard it before, but for some reason I really needed to hear this and it resonated with me. And it was that if a celebrity, if they let all of their haters get in the way, like they wouldn't be making art or they wouldn't be doing social justice work or, amazing things. So you can't let that get in the way. And she also said something that like shocked me, that like 50% of people are probably gonna hate you and the other 50% will be on your side. But that seems like such a big number to hate you. But I was like, that totally makes sense. Like there's so many haters always, like no matter what you're doing. And I guess the reason for me making this video is that when I am facing judgment, or I feel like I'm facing judgment, it's important for me to do work that I'm passionate about. And this has been, I just wanted to make kind of like informal videos of me just like talking to you guys for a while now, so I guess I'm starting now. So welcome. And originally the reason I wanted to start this was because I started listening to an audiobook called Things No One Will Tell Fat Girls by Jes Baker. Great audiobook, I highly recommend it. It's a body positive book, and it's like a lifestyle book, and it has great advice. And something that she says is like, you don't have to wait to love yourself. And I have felt that way like for so long. Like I feel like there's all these young adults, so in their 20s or like people in their 40s, and when they get asked like, what would you tell your teenage self, they would be like, oh, I wish I had loved myself more because I was perfect as I was. And I'm like, okay, why are all these people waiting to get old to say this? Like, why can't we just start now? And so I am here as a young brown woman who is on her journey, a very, very start of her journey in life, and I am working on loving myself. So I guess I just wanted to like say like, I'm here and you can do this too. But the main thing I just wanted to talk about is why people might hate you, basically, because I think it's, for me, hearing this in this book, Things No One Will Tell Fat Girls, was so important for me. So basically what Jes Baker says, she's trying to give an explanation as to why people hate fat people so much, because there's so much fat phobia that exists. And when a fat person is happy and living their life, people are like so quick to jump to conclusions and hate on them, and it's just like, why? And the reason she gives is that we have this kind of way, this rule of life, and we equate skinniness to happiness, which is a problem of its own. And so we're like, okay, I'm on my way to achieve happiness and I'm going to be skinny, so I'm gonna die. I'm going to do all these things and make my life really hard and probably be miserable, but it's okay. I'm going to be happy and skinny eventually. And then someone cuts the line. So there's a fat person who's over there and they're happy, and you're like, you have to be skinny to be happy. You have to go through all of this. You can't cut in line. And that is why people can get so angry at fat people. And that's just like, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And I kind of just connected that to, for example, one of the things I mentioned was I feel judgment about the college I'm going to, which is dumb because I feel very lucky to go to the college I'm going to. It is not an Ivy League, however. And at my school, where so many people get into Ivy Leagues, there's this weird judgment, like you're not good enough to go. I didn't even apply to an Ivy League. I didn't want to. And it's amazing if you do get in and you do want to go, but I just didn't. And so it's unfortunate that I feel judgment in this area, in this community. But basically, I feel like that same rule applies. Like, the reason why people, not just me, of course, who aren't going to Ivies are facing judgment is because we have this rule where, like, you have to get a 4.0 GPA, you have to take all these APs, you have to work your butt off, you have to not prioritize your happiness and your mental health, and eventually you'll go to an Ivy League, which means success and happiness. And so then there's this person over here who's like, no, I don't want to go to an Ivy League and I'm happy. And then everyone's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And so I hope that makes sense, but I feel like it's the same kind of thing. And so I kind of just wanted to share that in case you're dealing with judgment for anything. It's just that there's so many ways to be happy, and I think it's important to know that, like, people who hate on you are just jealous that you found your own path. So the main point that I wanted to get across is that if you're being hated on, first of all, I'm sorry, because it can suck, I know. Second of all, it happens to everyone, I promise, and it means that you are human. And third, that I hope you got some understanding as to why people might be judging you. It's probably because you rock and you're working really hard, and you haven't subscribed to society's standards. Instead, you have forged your own path, and that's amazing. And it's new, and people are scared of the new, and people are scared of the different, but they will get used to it, and they will eventually see that you were right all along, and you don't have to sacrifice your mental health, or you don't have to sacrifice anything to be truly you. Thank you if you watched all of this video. I mean, let me know in the comments, or just talk to me or message me if you have specific topics that you'd like me to talk about or you'd like to learn more about, whether it's in mental health or body positivity or being brown or anything. So yeah. Okay, love you guys.